All right, I think we are live and we're going to get started. Give it just a moment in case anybody else wants to join in, but we are set up and ready to go. Welcome. Thanks so much for joining us today. All right, I hope you guys can all hear me. We've got it going on YouTube Live, and we are live here in the Zoom meeting for those of you that signed in today. So thank you so much for joining us. I guess we can get started. My name is Michelle Edwards. I'm a CPA, owner of Trailhead Accounting Solutions, and I'm so excited to have you guys here to learn from us on how to set up to work remotely and give your employees the most success that they can have while we're all trying to work remotely. I know it's a crazy, crazy time right now in the world, in the country. Businesses are scrambling around trying to make ends meet. And on top of all of that, they now have to figure out how to have their employees work remotely from home, especially those states that are under stay-at-home order. So bless all of you business owners out there and the employees who are trying to figure this out. It's not something easy to figure out. And especially when it's under short notice and kind of a super fast time crunch. So you guys are all doing a great job with it. So today I kind of just want to share with you some tips about working remotely from home. So I have been working from home. My team has been working from home for the last 10 years. So we have kind of worked out the kinks. We know what works well. We know what doesn't work well. And I'm super excited to share those tips and tricks with you today. So I'm going to look down at my notes once in a while. I know most of it, but just to kind of keep me on track. And then if you have any questions, feel free to pop them in the comment section and we will try to answer them as we go along, or probably at the end. I don't know that I can watch comments and do the video recording all at once. So perfect. So the number one thing to kind of set yourself up with success for working from home is flexibility. I challenge you to be flexible with the work schedules that you give your employees. Now, I know a lot of you are going to go, whoa, hold on. No, we work from 9 to 5, and that's how we run our business. When working from home, being flexible with your employees actually makes them more productive. So your employees know their home lives, their home schedules, their family schedules, their family dynamics better than you do as the employer. Now, if the employee has a job where they need to be online or available to, customer service position where people are, calling in and needing support from your employee, by all means, they should definitely have set schedules. But if this person is just doing work for the company and it doesn't really matter when it is done, think about letting your employees set their schedules. So here at my office, one gal that works for me, she is an early morning riser. So she likes to get up early. She's up by, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, and she likes to get going. That's when her brain is in tip top function. She's the thinking, she's on top of it. She's got this down. Her brain is ready to work, and her house is quiet. She's got teenage boys, so they sleep in till 8, 9, 10 o'clock. So if she can get up and get working, she works part-time. So most days she works from 5 to 10, 6 to 11, and she's done for the day. And the cool thing is she's got her work done. The house is quiet. She doesn't have a lot of distractions. And then by the time her boys get up, have breakfast, she's got in her full day's work. And then she's got the rest of the day to help with homeschooling right now with this coronavirus stuff going on. She can take her kids here and there on a normal day when, we're allowed to be out and about doing things. And she's got the rest of the day essentially just to be with her family and hang out and be present with her family's lives. So that works really well for her. Now, with that, we do have customers that don't aren't online first thing in the morning. So she does check in throughout the day just to make sure that there's nothing pressing or, an email that needs to go out or a phone call that needs to be responded to. Or if we have a team meeting, she'll jump on for that. But for the most part, most of her work is done, from 5 to 10 in the morning, and that works great for her. On the flip side, I'm not a morning person. I'm actually a night owl, so I kind of prefer to hop on about 8. I like to be on, most of the day just for coverage with clients if they have questions or people call in. But then I do a lot of work at night because that works for me. The house is quiet, I can focus and get my work done then. So that kind of works well for me. So I challenge you to just be flexible with hours that your employees work. Just because they aren't there from 9 to 5 doesn't mean they're getting the work done. And they actually might be more productive if you let them do the work at the time that works for them. So, coming off of that, the second part with the flexibility is focus your energies on results. You want a results oriented business. What does that mean? So that means instead of, the typical office where you want to be online from, 9 to 5 and you're like, oh, they're here all day, they're working really hard, they're doing a great job. You want to track what they're actually doing, what they're actually accomplishing, what they're actually, accomplishing at work, what their job functions are and those results that you need from them. So, with the flexibility, and that's what we do in our office is we're focused on results. I don't really care when you do the work as long as the client is happy and the work is done, then that's what we need, right? So focus on results and work with your employees really so that they know what is expected of them. What is that task that you need done? What is the time frame to get it done? How does it need to look when it's done? Set those parameters and help your employees really focus on getting the results done, less focus on the number of hours that they're there. Leading off onto that, then, is the third step, which is communication. You want to communicate, communicate, communicate with those employees. Now, I know personally I'm not really good at that. That's probably my weakest link of all of these tips and tricks that we're going through today. Um, but communication is key because you can feel very alone and isolated when you are working from home. Same thing, your employees could feel isolated. They could feel like there's nobody there to ask questions to reach out for, ask for support. So set up those tools so that they can be successful with communicating with you. So video chat, kind of like we're doing today with Zoom, you can set up Zoom meetings so you can see face to face. It's kind of like you're sitting in the same room, but you've got this computer distance between you guys, right? So Zoom is a great thing. Skype is another great one. If you use Microsoft, I think Microsoft Teams has a video chat. So those are some great tools to do video chat with somebody. Get on the phone with them. You can set up quick talking back and forth. So IM or instant messaging. So I've got a client that used to do Skype and they would use the Skype instant message a lot to, quick ping back and forth, quick questions. My team does, texting through our cell phones. Um, Slack is another one that a lot of companies use. We haven't jumped on the Slack bandwagon, but I know a lot of people really love Slack for that quick communication. Um, and another thing, just let your employees know that you're available. If you're all working different hours and different schedules, make sure people know when to expect different people online so they know when to schedule. And as the manager or as the owner of the business, you want your employees to know that you're available. Just reach out, shoot me an email, send me a text message if you want to jump on a phone call, and I can be available to help answer your questions and help you through this stuff, right? Another thing, if you're used to doing meetings in the office, keep those going. My office, we're not super big on meetings. And again, communication skills are not my forte of all of these. Definitely working on it and improving. And I think we're getting better with it. But my husband works from home a lot and they keep the same meeting schedule. So if they're going to meet, daily for 15 minutes to just touch base where everybody is on the projects, they keep those and they do them the same thing through Zoom, through Microsoft Team, through Skype, so that you have that video conference. You can see people, you can talk to them, keep everybody on the same page. So keep those meetings going. Just because you're working remote doesn't mean you have to stop. And make it fun. Now that we're all stuck in our homes and it's kind of lonely and you're missing that interaction with your team, you're missing that interaction, just getting out of the house, having some fun. I'm seeing a lot of companies doing these virtual happy hours, which is a great idea. It's a great way to connect with your employees, your team, your staff. Say, hey, everybody, 4 o'clock today, grab a beer and hop on, our Zoom call and just hang out for 15 minutes, half an hour. It's a great way to stay connected during this time with your employees. All right, so then kind of skipping down, the fourth tip is setting clear expectations, right? We want to have clear expectations of what we expect from our employees. So just because they're working at home doesn't mean that there's no rules and the employer can't set rules of what things should look like, right? You still, let the employees know what should that work product look like going out the door. If they're on the phone with clients, prospective clients, um, if they're on the phone, set those expectations of how do you want it to look professional? How does your business still look professional even though you're working who knows where? And that's one thing that my team has done a really great job of. In the summer, one lady that works for me, she goes to the East Coast and visits her parents for a month or two. And then clients have no idea that she's not sitting here in Boulder in the office like she normally is, right? So your employees or your clients and those that you work with don't have to know that you guys are working virtually. A lot of times they won't know. If your employees are setting up a Zoom call, have them set up something, against a wall, kind of like I did today. Don't have the bedroom, don't have the bathroom showing through the video camera, make it look professional. So it's good to kind of set those expectations and, expect that high quality of work to come through, even though they are working remotely. All right, so then let's jump down. Dealing with distractions. This is a big one for a lot of people. There's a lot of distractions when you work from home, whether it's the kids running around, and especially now with all the kids out of school and trying to do homeschooling, that's a huge distraction. And there's just the distraction of everyday life, doing dishes, running the washing machine. Oh, I got to go pay bills. Oh, I want to go walk the dog, or, whatever is going on. So here's my tips for these. Look at block scheduling your time. Block scheduling your time is a great way and a very efficient way to get a lot done in a little amount of time. So at the start of your day, you're going to map out your day and you're literally going to put blocks on your calendar. So you're going to say, 8 to 8:30, I'm going to wash dishes. 8:30 to 9, I'm going to sign in and check email. Then I'm going to take a break from 9 to 9:15 to go hang out with my kids. We're going to go for a walk. We're going to play a game. We're going to do something that I can give them some attention so that when I go to work, they, kind of can entertain themselves for a little bit. Okay, so then, we're going to then 9:15 to 10 o'clock is going to be my block to get this client project done. And I'm going to get it done during that block. Then at 10 o'clock, maybe we take another 10-minute break to go hang out with the kids, play another game, go on a quick walk, take the dog for a walk. We can put a load of laundry in, whatever we need to do. Then after that 10-minute break, so 10:10 through 10:45, I've got a short window of, a quick project that I need to get out for a client. So you kind of get the gist of it. But blocking your time is really great because when you're going to get stuff done through the day. You have it blocked in. So if you're going to run a couple loads of laundry, if you need to hang out with your kids, you can tell your kids, hey, I've got to get this project done. But at 10 o'clock, I'm all yours and we're going to go hang out for 10, 15 minutes, even half an hour. So that works really good. And with the kids, kids need a lot of attention and you have to kind of be mindful of that. And depending on the age of your kids is going to dictate how long you can work in between times that you need to interact with your kids. So be mindful of that. When I started my business 10 years ago, I had toddlers and we made it work. I just learned how to work in smaller chunks. I did 30-minute intervals, maybe 45 minutes, then take a break and really interact with your kids. The key here when you're interacting with your kids is to put your phone down, leave your phone on your desk, put it away, and be one-on-one, really focused, intent focused with your kids so that they know that, you're hanging out with them. If you're just sitting there and you're on your phone, kind of playing a game, that doesn't count because they're not getting the attention that they need. So take the time to do, to have some time with your kids, and it's good for you. And as the employer, just think, if the employees were in your office, how many times do employees take breaks? Right? They're over at the water cooler talking about the shows that they watched last night. Sometimes they'll go take a walk. Sometimes they'll take a lunch break. Sometimes, they're up on Facebook, updating their profile, doing LinkedIn, doing Instagram. So if your employees are not in the office, they're not working continually from 9 to 5. So don't freak out and put that as a bad thing if your employees are taking breaks. Instead of having a water cooler chat with, other people on your team, they're just doing a water cooler chat with their kids. So that works really good. Setting expectations with your family is another great thing. Set up things that are cues so that people know in your family that, for me, if I have my headset on, they know I'm on the phone. So if my headset is on, don't bother me, right? Don't come talk to me. I can't help you right now. I'm on the phone and you need to be quiet. If you're lucky enough to have an office with a door, I know some of my staff, if they close the door, that is a signal to their family that, hey, I'm focused, I'm working, please don't bother me. When I open the door, you can come in and ask questions and I can help you out. So that's a great tip. Set a timer. As your kids get older, or even, young elementary kids, this worked great for me. I would set a timer and say, hey, I need to work for 30 minutes. Here's the timer. When it goes off, we're going to hang out. So if they come up, mommy, I need this, I need that. Hey, did the timer go off? No, let me finish up. And then once that timer goes off, I'm all yours for a little bit. So those are some good tips for that. And finally, just grace over guilt. I love that saying from the Balanced Life, a Pilates group I'm in. Grace over guilt. Do the best that you can, especially during this crazy time with this coronavirus stuff going on. Everybody is working from home with their kids. So if your kid pops up into the video chat, it's not a big deal. Just laugh it off, right? It's not the end of the world. And same thing for you business owners. Give your employees some slack. They're doing the best that they can do. So final tips I want to jump into are to talk through some apps, different ways to be productive while working. So we have digital files. You want to get all of your files up digitally online. That allows anybody from wherever they're working from the ability to access what they need. So some quick ones that are kind of well-known ones, if you just need a quick win, look at Box, look at ShareFile. You can look at Google Drive. You can look at Dropbox. And Microsoft also, through their 365, I believe, has a tool for that. Excuse me. But having your documents online in the cloud where everybody can access is key. Video conferencing software, invest in Zoom, get some Skype, get Microsoft Teams. I don't care what you do, but having the ability to do this where you can see your employees and they can interact with you is key. So, that is really great. Do that. Look at upgrading your phone system. I know a lot of people are stuck at the office because that's where their phones ring. So anymore, there's the VoIP, the voice over IP. Get a voice over IP phone system installed. That way you can transfer phone calls to people's cell phones, or they can take the phone call right through their computer. So if they're working from home, they can still get access to these phone calls and it doesn't shut down your business. Some examples of voice over IP phone systems are Dialpad, Grasshopper, Ring Central, are just a couple of kind of the main ones that I've heard good things about. And then finally, look at getting a VPN. If you have a server that employees need to log into, or if they have, desktops there in the office, work with your IT professionals to set up a VPN. This is a secure connection into your office server, and then they can access that desktop and they can work from home as if, no big deal, but it's a secure way to do that. There's also some really great VPN services out there that the employees can use while they are working from home or working remote so that their connection is secure. So that's another great thing. So yeah, I hope that helps you out. I'm looking through, nobody's posting questions. Everybody's pretty quiet today. So if you have any questions, I'm going to hold tight for just a couple more minutes. But otherwise, it sounds like you guys are all doing a great job making this switch over to remote learning, and hopefully some of these tips will help you out. So perfect. Well, thank you so much for joining us. If we can help in any way, don't hesitate to reach out. We are over at trailheadaccounting.com, where you can check us out on Facebook at Trailhead Accounting. Thanks so much for joining us. Have a great day. Bye bye.